and this is the last task chore. There we go. Last chore. The alchemy, agricultural alchemy, real science, refilling the Ormus jars, and after this, I am hopping in my vehicle and driving for 8 hours to Shambhala, where I should be entering in by morning. It's been a heck of a day. The roller coaster kept continuing. If you've been following the story, my employer of the vending booth at Shambhala that has our tickets and why we would how we get in and go and the whole purpose of it kept getting rejected, then supposedly approved, then rejected, then supposedly approved at the US-Canadian border over was a 22-year-old minor misdemeanor of marijuana possession from a US side citizen over 22 years ago, and marijuana has been legalized in Canada for over 5 years now. And my friend who is running the booth that was having this trouble, I've met him and known him for over 10 years from Shambhala, where we literally vended next to each other for over specifically 5 years out of the 10 that I've been vending there, and how I got to know him, and that it was never brought up, never an issue. The 5 previous years over in the past that they let him into Canada and he was vending, working here, no problem, yet just made his life absolute hell and misery this year, wasting 3 days of his time and my time, the wife's time. It's crazy, but they finally he was able to get some legal representation and work it out, and I was given the go-ahead to drive down and meet him there in 8 hours. So this is the last chore, refilling the agricultural alchemy jars, and then I'm on the road. So all right, we got the reds, the crazy reds. Look at that. The purple and the pink already filled in the background. Sorry about the Blair style camera holding today. This one is the blue turquoise monoatomic silver, pure silver. This one made out of. And what's absolutely fascinating is the diatomic blue, what was copper, gold, silver oxide that used to fill this one. It was like a bright green, blue, teal, has transmuted to pure black, and I've never seen anything like it. Meanwhile, the teal oxidized gold, this was 100% 24 karat gold that had oxidized, the first gold I ever tried making into Ormus monoatomics, and it has sat out the same amount of time with the blue and stayed the same, where this other stuff, even being a mixture of some new materials as well as some older copper oxide of a few years old that had remained same color states for over 3 years, all of a sudden all transmutated black. So very strange. We also have the purple silver, the purple gold, what was purple silver gold that has turned into this brownish beige, transmutated into that color state over the last month from being exposed to the moon and the sun. We have brown orange, pure whites, teal, and the red, the purple, the pink. And just that one blue copper oxide, big one, for some reason, copper, gold, silver combination. Oxide transmutated to this pure dark black, and like very strange. There's still a little bit of blue teal you can see at the bottom, but vast majority absolute dark depths of black from blue. Sorry. Cap this one. And all of these different monatomics now, they've been long rinsed many times, the 9 times over to get all the salt out, and are pretty much, I think this is like their 8th, 9th, or 10th fillings now from being used, the water's being used watering, doing the agricultural experiments on the plants in the gardens, and continuing the process on of using these colloidal waters, monoatomic Ormus metal element materials for the purpose of agricultural alchemy, aka electroculture, structured water, colloidal waters, plasma state waters, monoatomics, GANs, whatever you want to call it. Agricultural alchemy at its finest, real science form. Had to water the gardens and all of the plants one last time with the Ormus colloidal water, monoatomic waters, before leaving town for a week's time to head out to Shambhala to vend. After finally 3 days of time now, well, 48, 2.5 probably, somewhere in between 48, yeah, about 48 hours, just under 48 hours, I guess, because it was midnight, July 16th into July 17th, the first hour of my birthday, that this problem first started with the border issue, and just an hour ago finally given the go-ahead to head out of town and meet the employer at the festival, as he's gotten legal representation and seemed to solve whatever ridiculous bullying games, BS bullying games, the Border Patrol service people decided to pull and ruin on this guy and his honor. Do you use a lot of water? Yeah. So, good question. To answer your question, I usually use about 80, minimum 70, usually 80% of the water, the colloidal water that's in each jug and jar when watering each time, but I let it settle for at least a day where it's completely exclusion zoned, clear, where like this one you can see is already starting to settle compared to these ones, but it's still kind of milky, and it's going to take a while to overnight to fully settle. And then I pour the pure waters into the buckets to make sure I'm not stirring up the monoatomics or bumping them or making them cloudy while carrying it to water the different plants and gardens. Instead, I've already separated just the pure colloidal water from the remaining monoatomics. That's why at the beginning of the stream you saw them all empty. I had already done the watering from here into the buckets throughout the different gardens. And this is a good time to show that you can already see visible results. This is the control portion of the garden that's just getting regular water. Then this is the middle portion that's getting the pink monoatomics. So you can see no monoatomics. The smallest. The pink monoatomics are about, the plants look on average 1.5 to 2 times the size. And then the plants getting the purple gold monoatomics looking about 2x to 3x the size of the control that are just getting the regular water. So already, I'd say halfway through, midway through July, halfway through the growing season, already noticeable results on lots of the different crops here, from the controls that from regular water to the monoatomic charged colloidal ormus water. And that is agricultural alchemy, real science, doing the actual work. So just figured doing this one last chore to document some real science, showing it off. We got some apples forming, little cherries, lots of apples, some pears over here. But I got to get on the road because I've got to drive 8 hours still tonight, and still go pick up Amber and still meet my boss, who's, poor guy, has been all over Colorado, Idaho, and Montana for 3 days straight trying to get through. Finally, in the process of actually getting approved and telling us to get on the road. So here we go. There you go. Look at the color of that one. Look at just all of these there. And once again, there's no extra chemicals added to any of these. These are just different states. And the states that the ancient alchemists speak of and Isaac Newton speaks of, specifically the 7 colored states of transmutational metals. And here you're seeing them: the red, the purple, the pink, the black, the white, the green, the blue, and that's what it is. But I got it, so I love you all. Catch you on the next one. I should be at Shambhala.